Okay, so I was looking at one of the memes on my page, and it shows like the Prince Lauberberg mom bikes. You know, the ones that are really elaborate, like over the top. Like, who the fuck is buying this thing? Like 8,000 euros, and it made me think, why the fuck are we doing this? Why do we still keep putting fucking kids on bikes? It's like the most dangerous shit ever. Why don't you put like a little kid attachment onto a skateboard or a fucking Lime scooter? Why not? You should just put a little baby basket on the back of it or on the front of it. Just have like a baby legs hanging over the front of your Lime. It's so stupid, dude. A car's gonna come and just it's gone. Now you gotta make another one. 9 months. That sucks. What the fuck? You know, it's weird. There was this one that you see in the picture, yeah? And it's like the baby thing is in the front, which makes sense, I guess. You can kind of see it. But why would you want it in the front? Like if a car, oh my god, this is gonna get really dark. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. So if a car comes swiping by and just rips that little basket attachment right off, it's like, yeah, your kid is hurt or probably dead, but it happened right in front of you. It's in front of your face. Why'd you put it in the front? I don't want to see it happen. I'm already gonna be in fucking therapy and traumatized and shit because my kid got ran over by a fucking 18-wheeler. But this, I don't want to see it. You know what? The one in the back. Go with the one in the back. If you have a kid, or if you're pregnant right now and you're thinking, dude, I'm totally gonna get a bike because of the environment, and it is important, by the way, to care about the environment. But put it in the back. Keep in mind, if there's an accident, you can't control it. Your kid's gonna get hit by a car. It's gonna get hit by a car regardless. Put it in the back so at least you don't have to look at it. I mean, you'll be traumatized. I mean, you're not gonna not see nothing, I'm sure. I mean, you're gonna see at least a couple toes in the street, but you don't have to see the actual event. Okay, think ahead. Um, yeah. What was the point of this? Oh, by the way, while I was giving that little spiel, I thought of something. You ever seen those cameras and they don't like, it's like the motion cameras? You know what I'm talking about. I'm saying motion cameras. Every camera is a fucking motion camera, but you know what I mean. Like you can move it around and it stays still. I'm probably showing you something. Dude, why don't you use that technology and you probably could put a baby in a Lime scooter, like in the back, in like a floating basket. Or on the bike. So the baby's like floating kind of. You know what I mean? I think that would be a lot better. And better on the baby's back. And not that anybody cares. They don't care. See, they act like they care about babies because they're babies. You know what I mean? You're supposed to care about babies. But nobody really does. Think about it. Babies can't talk. People do really extra shit to babies. Like little things because they can't talk and they know they can't. You don't care if it's comfortable with the pants or comfortable on the kid. You just kind of put them on there. The zipper's off to one side slightly. It's like, the baby's not going to complain. But the worst one of all is the fucking bicycle. Really think about it. That one. You know what I mean? We're talking about the baskets in the front and the back. There's one we have not discussed, and it's disgusting. It's the one with the seat. Where the seat is like attached like right behind like the ass area. Why though? Like really why? It's like you are mere inches from your dad's sweaty chocolate starfish. And I mean, okay, here's the obvious joke. Oh, he's there, he's farting in the baby's face. Yeah, well, you know what? He probably is. And that's what I was talking about. If he's doing that, the baby can't talk, it can't complain. And it's just you and the baby. It's not like anyone's watching. Well, I mean, they might hear it, but that's about it. Dude, they're probably just farting in the baby's face all day. It's like it's gonna be fine. It's not gonna kill the baby. But the baby's probably suffering back there. No one cares because it's a baby and it can't talk. See that? That's the power of language. So yeah, the point of this podcast is going to be language and the power thereof. I didn't do an intro today. Roll intro. All right, look at you. You're listening again. This is number 14. This is the first time you ever listen. This is the podcast that gives advice to people in Berlin. If you have anything that you need to bring up, or you just want advice on, or you just want to give a shout out, I'm not going to do your fucking shout out. But if you want to, come to me for advice, feel free. You can reach us. Here at the BerCHILLin podcast, it is OhShitWasThatToday at gmail.com. Say it like a question so you don't forget. Like, oh shit, was that today? At gmail.com. It fits perfectly because we're stoners. That's where it comes from. And speaking of stoners, people ask me when they go out and I'm at parties and stuff and they're talking to me, and they say, do you really smoke joints every time you record? And yes, I do. I get super fucking baked before I give you advice because, as science has shown, being high when you're at work is probably the best thing that you could possibly do, besides eating a healthy breakfast. So, yeah, the only issue I ever had is running into trying to find a new co-host, as I discussed last time, and I think I have someone, but she doesn't smoke weed, which is fine. This isn't like an 80s after-school commercial. I'm going to force her to smoke weed. But like, come on, you want to be cool, right? You want to be down? You want to be hip? You want to be with it? You want to smoke a joint? Come on.
Wait a minute. What do you mean, no?
I mean, no. No, period.
I don't believe this. I thought you were a friend.
I am your friend. But friends don't force friends to do something they don't want to. Besides, it's illegal and dangerous.
You wimp.
Now, she can do whatever she wants. But there's always issues with this. Getting schedules aligned and making sure that the questions are answered and what do you expect of me. And it's, for some people, it seems like a really big deal your first time. It's like anal. It's like, that's what it is. Recording a podcast is like trying anal sex. You have this fear of it, but you're also kind of pulled into it. And you're thinking, oh man, what if I like shit all over the place? But at the end of the day, well, after you do it a couple times, then, it's like whatever. Just slides right in there. So, I'm going to sit down in my chair here with the dildo attached. Bloop. Yeah, anyway, hopefully that'll happen soon. Amazing person. I really, really am excited if she would ever want to do this. And if not, that's fine too. But, yeah, hopefully I don't have to do this alone. And it's kind of a debate. Some of my friends are saying, oh, you don't need a co-host. You could do it alone. And some people are like, yeah, I would like to see you interact with... But you know what? I'm going to lean more towards having a co-host because you're alone. You don't know if you're funny or not if you're alone. Of course you're funny when you're alone. No one's laughing but you. Then it's fucking hilarious. It's like being naked in your flat for like months and you don't go outside and you just think you look amazing. You know what I mean? Just butt naked. And then you go outside and you look around and people are like, oh my god, why do his balls look like that? Then oh fuck, I guess I'm not what I thought I was. And so yeah, you need someone here to kind of bounce off of, and I'm really excited about that. So anyway, moving on. We're here. This is another month, I guess. I'm supposed to do this every week. But it's another month. And so I do have a few questions from you guys. Thank you for whoever wrote in. That's really amazing that you're putting your faith into a fucking Americanish stoner living in Berlin who has absolutely no credentials, but is still here to help because he has probably the most important credential of all, which is love.
If I had even an eighth of a penny for every time that you were on my mind, I would be richer than everyone in the world, all combined into one. I love you more than there are all the snowflakes in Russia. And I'm never gonna stop loving you, no matter what happens. And you can count on me to keep that promise.
And, I'm going to read it exactly how you write it. So I will try my best to get your emotions from it. But I'm a really horrible actor. So here we go. Dear Hula, my neighbor calls the police on me anytime we have a party. I fucking hate this bitch. Give me advice. GG. Right to the point. Thank you, GG. So, there's not a lot of information to go off of there. You're basically saying you like to have parties, apparently. Neighbors don't like it. And you're having this issue. Okay, fine. It's Berlin. This happens all the time. Every Friday night and Saturday night, if you talk to the police, the main calls they're getting is to people throwing some wild over-the-top party, and the neighbors are pissed off. There's water coming through the ceiling. The windows are rattling from the loud music. Nobody's happy in that situation except for the people in the party. So, that's what I would try to do. At least try. Depending who your neighbor is. If she's like 80 years old, this might not work. But assuming that they're at least middle age or lower, why don't you try inviting them to a party? Why don't you try inviting them to something else if they don't like parties? Be like, hey, when you're not having a party, they're like, hey, come over and let's like watch TV or something. Just start off with like, hey, let's talk about this party thing. Have a good conversation with them. Be very honest and be like, dude, look, sometimes I like to have parties. I try not to get over the top, but if you have an issue, you can come to me first. I would also like to invite you to these parties. You might have yourself a good time. It sounds really cartoonish or like something from a sitcom, but believe it or not, even if they say no, the invitation alone would at least make them hesitate to keep calling the police every time, because you've built a rapport. Boom. Now, I actually had an idea about this one time. I was at a house party. They got broken up. And I thought, dude, you know what? I wish this house party was fucking nowhere. And you can tell from that I was really fucking high. I think I was on mushrooms. But I was really I was envisioning this. It was magical, okay? I'm giving you ideas. And, you know, these are my ideas. I'm going to get millions off of these ideas. But I'm setting it on a podcast, so you guys are probably just going to steal them. But, you know, who gives a shit? You guys can have my ideas, all right? It's my gift to you. So, I had this idea. Why don't we just have a house party that is, like, nowhere? Okay, I know it takes away from the fact that it's not in your house. That's the whole point. But still, I mean, like, a space. Not like a ball. You know, like you see, like, if you go to, like, a Turkish wedding, they have, like, the ball, and you can rent the ballroom. No, I don't mean like that. I mean, like, you can make it look like someone's flat. Hell, you can even rent it out most of the times. Like at Airbnb, people live there. And then on the weekends, no one's allowed to live there because people rent it out only for house parties. So it's a kitchen, it's a couch, there's a TV, it's like normal shit. And you guys can just fucking destroy whatever you want. Nothing matters because it's a part of the budget that it will just be replaced. I think that would be fucking dope. Then you can have a proper house party. And it's in the middle of nowhere, like an industrial area. So there's no police coming because the neighbors are pissed off. No, dude, you can blast music and go wild. There's a bathroom with a bathtub. I mean, I'll make it real authentic. Tell me that's not a bomb-ass idea. I think it is. Anyway, so my advice to you is either invite the neighbor over to the party, or, build a rapport, or invest millions into the idea I gave you, which was borderline genius, and create a fake house somewhere in the middle of nowhere and have house parties there. That's B. C, fucking insulate your apartment like a motherfucker. If you want to have a house party, you're going to have to invest in the house party. Go and get, like, those noise-canceling foams, you know, that we have in the studios, and staple those shits to the wall and the floor. Just have an extra fluffy carpet. But yeah, that's all you can really do. Like, keep an eye on the music and just hope they don't call the police and that they're not being dicks. All right, that's my advice to you. I hope at least one of those three things will work out for you, especially the second one, because I think you owe me some money. All right, next one. Hey Hula. Hey Hula, I have a question that maybe does not fit your format, but mine is about anxiety when it comes to German officers. Like the Polizei? Like, are you brown? What do you mean? You get scared around the police? Every time I go to the Finanzamt, or a special immigration office, or to file no offices. So you have anxiety when it comes to German offices. Okay, sorry. Every time I go to the Finanzamt, or especially immigration office, or file paperwork, I feel panic. And it really can affect me. I mean, for weeks leading up to the appointment. I have an appointment with a psychologist in a couple of months, thank God. But until then, any tips would be nice. Love your podcast. FG. Huh. Yeah, I can relate to that. Seriously. I've had pretty bad anxiety in the past, and that shit can eat you alive if you let it. Having anxiety is like being in quicksand. It seems like the more you try to fight it, it's like the faster you sink into it. And the best thing you do is just let go and think of something else. So, I'll tell you this. Here's a free tip, even though you didn't ask me. To all those people battling anxiety, like you have panic attacks, here's one thing I used to do. And it's going to sound really ridiculous, like everything else on the stupid fucking podcast. But this one actually works. I'm not even joking. All right? When I would start to feel like I was having a panic attack, like that heavy in your chest, and you're like... I would turn on all the lights in the house. Again, the magic of lights. Turn on all the lights. I would play music that was either really goofy, like really chill music, maybe like old school Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, like from the 80s, like find on YouTube or something, or Spotify, or I don't know what the fuck. And then I would also, or some really gangster shit, something that makes you feel, a little stronger, inspiring. And then you clean, told you this was going to get weird, clean your flat while talking to yourself out loud about what you're doing. And it will take a few minutes. Don't rush it. Don't be like, oh, it's been 45 seconds, I still feel it. No, keep going. Do not give up. Keep pushing through. Keep talking to yourself. Keep moving and cleaning and talking to yourself and listening to music. It will go away, because it's basically just going to pull yourself away from that mental state, that mental situation. And it actually does work. Again, it's like quicksand. So, to get back to your question, you have anxiety about going to these places. Yeah, I could feel you on that, because those places suck. No one likes sitting there for 4 hours just to go into a building to find out that that thing you need, they're not going to give it to you. Or, oh, I have this risk. Oh, they might try to send me somewhere. There's always a risk in life. That's what life is. It's risk. It's also happiness and love and all that good shit. But it's just risk. That's just the way it is. Now, your response to that is usually the issue. It's not the risk itself. So you're blowing this thing up to be the worst case scenario in your mind. And it's not. It just isn't. So what I like to do is this. Put a value on it that you think it deserves. You know, there's a saying, they say nothing in this world comes with a value attached to it except for what you give it. And that's actually pretty true. So something that's normal for one person can be seen as a trauma to another. And what you need to do is look at it in the context of your whole life and be like, dude, seriously, I was born how long ago? I'm going to live for who knows how long. This is a very small part of my life. And there's been other times that I felt this exact thing about something that I just knew was going to go wrong. It was going to be shit. And at the end of it, it wasn't. It was fine. I mean, I'm here. I'm living and doing this, and I had this life. And it was fine in the end. You have to have faith that it will be that again. Because it always will be until it's not. And when it's not, that means you died, and it doesn't matter because you're already dead. And that's for everybody. All 8 billion of us will fucking disappear from this planet one day. As you should. So, yeah, I wouldn't really worry about that. And, dude, I had horrible anxiety back in the day. But one of the most common ones everyone always talks about is that the fear of death. And I don't even want to get into that because that seems a little too deep. But there was a saying, and I don't remember who it was from, and I don't want to repeat it because I'm going to totally butcher this. But it was telling something about, maybe he was talking to a taxi driver or something. I don't know what the fuck. Maybe it's Woody Allen. And he was saying, like, hey, what is your fears of, what are your thoughts on death? What are your thoughts on the fears of death? And the guy says, hey, well, you know, you remember what it was like before you were born? And he was like, yeah, I guess. I don't know. No, not really. He says, well, yeah, it's going to be like that. Which actually makes sense. So if you were already floating in the nothingness and you were fine, obviously I don't know what you're afraid of. I mean, you might be afraid of losing what you have here, but that's the point of enjoying it while you're here. So my advice to you is go to the Ausländer Behörde and don't fear death. All right, face death right in the face. Go in there realizing, putting things in context, knowing that it's not the end of the world. Knowing that no matter what happens, it will be okay again, because that is how life is, and just enjoy it. Even though it seems like shit, it's an experience, because being dead is nothing. Alright? I wish you luck. Alright, next one. Liebe Hula. Deutsch. Ich mag das so sehr. I hope that's right. I was wondering if you can offer any advice on where to find good men, I guess where to find any good men in the city. There is a pattern of only running into assholes. There's a pattern of only running into assholes. Alright, yeah, I can see that. You know what? I'm not gay. Which, you know, unlucky me, I guess, because guys are more, they're more sexual. No, I don't want to say they're more sexual. They're more, what is the word? Horny? I don't know. I guess they're horny more than girls are. I mean, as far as what they show. Maybe girls are secretly horny, but guys are like, they can be openly horny all the time. They always want to fuck. A guy will fuck a bagel and come just the same as if he fucks a woman. All right? I mean, it's not as fun, but it'll get the job done. So, guys are very simple. And for that, I would like it. I would like to be gay if I could, because that means I can have more sex. I'd be a happier guy. I would just be fucking everybody. I mean, that's just me and my libido. But, yeah. No, not gay. Don't know where all the good men are. But maybe you're just a woman. Fine. Fair enough. And you want to find a nice guy. Also, fair enough. I would say, and I give this advice to people, it's actually true. Go to the places of the things you like to do. That's a pothead version of it. Now let's translate it so everyone understands. So if you're thinking, dude, I want a guy. I just want a guy who's going to listen to me. And he's going to want to go to museums with me. And he likes movies. Then go to a fucking museum and find a psychologist. Okay, maybe not a psychologist, but he would like to listen to you. But still, go to a fucking museum and find a guy. Like, talk to guys there. Go to a fucking library and talk to him there. Go to a movie, even if you're alone. You'll see some people, they like to go to movies alone. You might see a guy there. You can start a conversation. He obviously likes film. He's obviously there. So there it is. And it's ironic because a lot of the conversation I have like this are in people like in clubs and shit, or at a house party talking. They're like, yeah, I just can't find a guy who likes to go fishing. Then go fucking fishing. What are you complaining here for? Do you ever go fishing? They're like, no, I can't find a guy. Then just go alone. People are always trying to fix their lives by finding someone else, and that doesn't work. It's never worked, ever. In fact, it's caused a lot of the world's problems when people are trying to put onto other people their happiness. So don't do that shit, okay? Go be alone and be happy being alone. Period. So go fishing. You'll find a guy there. He'll be fishing. I don't know. He'll have a really big dick, and he'll be swinging it over the water just to get the fish all excited. And then they think it's a giant worm, and you're going to think, hey, look, there's a guy. He seems nice. He has a sense of humor. He has a big dick. He's fishing. It's perfect. I want him. Go get him. He has a wife. Murder her. Go to... No, I'm joking. Don't do that. Okay? But you get the point. So, yeah, that's my advice to you. Where can you find a good guy? Anywhere that you would like to be. Wish you luck. I guess that's it. So I have these 3 right now, okay? Keep writing in. I will compile them. I will wait. Some of them, if they're more like relationshipy, I like to have 2 people do those just because, I mean, it's more fun. And you probably get a better answer, you know? A little more fair. So, yeah. New co-host coming soon. I promise you. And, yeah. How do you reach them, Mike? Why don't you tell them how to reach? Come on. Use your brain. All right. OhShitWasThatToday at gmail.com is our email address. Also, Instagram, Facebook, I think that's about it. You can find me on Tinder if you want. I don't know. Where else? You're on Bumble. Yeah, try Bumble. I don't know. But email us in anything at all. There's no, category we're looking for. It doesn't matter what the issue is. We will answer even the most stupid shit. As long as it's from Berlin, sometimes from outside. But we mostly want to hear from people from Berlin. So go ahead and write us. And yeah, we'll take care of all those issues for you one by one. This is the BerCHILLin podcast. I'm Hula, and yeah, bye, I guess. Yeah, 420. Enjoy your J's. Save some for me. All right, later.